Okay, well, here goes. Welcome, everybody, to this YouTube channel. And this is the very start of something interesting. Well, I know many people around the world, and especially on YouTube, claim to know the truth and tell you the truth. There's so many different people spouting the truth, beating each other over the heads with it, that there's really no way of anybody being sure of anything anymore. Now, the reason why I'm coming out here, I'm not a fame seeker. I don't seek money. I'm just a person that's been placed certain information with that I need to get out if certain things happen. Well, unfortunately, now has come the time to where this information needs to get out. I don't anticipate many or possibly any of you believing a single word I say. However, this is the closest to the 100% truth that you're going to get in this life. There's been a lot of misinformation given. There's been a lot of confusion. This group, that group, the other group will tell you that they know what's going on. Other people will refute that. It all creates a big mess, and there's a reason for that mess. There's a reason for that all to be there. It's a matter of mind control, crowd control. It's a matter of bringing security through disinformation. I mean, we all know there's a reason why disinformation is there. Misleading people here and there. So it's partly a military tactic and partly an educational one. And either way, when the truth is deemed too dangerous for people to know, well, they need to be given something. And so the real truth has been hidden for you all along. This isn't the Matrix, but you are in a bubble of sorts, a knowledge bubble. And you're given the information to create the reality that you want to believe in. And this here is a series that's going to, as best I can, bring down the walls around you so that you can start seeing what's really going on. And the reason for this is because it's time this information get out so that you can eventually learn to be good citizens of our eternal community and know how to spot the lies so that you too can eventually see where we are headed as a people and lend your voice to peace and freedom and responsibility so that we don't have to break apart, so that we don't have to have a lot of the mess that we've had in the past that you're probably not even aware of. Anybody that can look through a lot of the truth or stuff, a lot of the even things that are just in the regular history books, you can tell there's something wrong here. How many wars we have, how many things that are done to take advantage of the populace. Ultimately, I'm going to give the history of how this all started, why we're here, and what is really going on behind the scenes. This involves everything from God to aliens to black ops to 9/11 to the forces that controlled all of that. And so what we're going to have to do here is I'm going to have to catch you up on a bit of history, the real history, the ones that they don't tell you, the ones that even the elite rulers of this world don't know. I'm going to have to catch you up with a bit of science so that you can understand the fundamentals of our society, our real society, the society that some people say, okay, we'll have to go to God. When you die, you go to heaven. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Other people say, well, look at those aliens. Well, whoever you want to talk about, whatever you think you're talking about, there's only one group you are talking about. And whether you talk about it being God or aliens or whatever you want to talk about, I know who they really are. what they really want with us, where we're really going. And we're going to cover history of all of it, how it started. We're going to cover a little bit of the science so that you can understand the conversation. You don't know the politics. You don't know the policies. You don't know what's going on without a little bit of the science. We're going to cover the education, why we are educated like this, why this drop and bop method of education, of just dropping kids here, being confused, just sort of letting them beat each other up. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens down here. You just have to watch a few videos around the internet to see it. So we're going to cover the education. We're going to cover a little bit about what happens next, what happens after this life, what happens when you die. We're going to cover the organization of them, of the other side, or whoever you want to call it. Cover about how the leadership's organized. And we're going to do all this because, bringing it back to some of the stuff I was saying in the beginning, is that I was placed with certain information so that if it ever needed to happen, that this could get out so that it can slowly, hopefully, try to disseminate and get around to enough of the places where it needs to go to so that our leaders can face a groundswell of anger and organization that will demand people be fair to everybody. It's easy enough for a few people to take control if no one's any wiser. And it's easy for people to keep power if they can keep secrets. But with information that gets out to enough people, eventually the public is a dangerous weapon. And this is what it is. This information needs to get slowly. It'll take some time, I'm sure. I'm not sure it'll ever get out to enough people, but it's never happened before that this has gotten out. This information has not gone out before. And the reason, like I was hinting at, that it has to get out is that there's stuff going on the other side that's dangerous, that could split us apart if it continues going like this. This is the failsafe. This is basically the dead man switch, if you want to accept without anyone dying, hopefully. This is the emergency thing. So, this is the start of it. I'll have to beg your pardon because it's going to be a little bit of me talking and you being patient and probably turning off and switching to another channel. But when we go through all of this, you are going to see and hear information that will stay with you till the next life and beyond, into when you're growing through the ranks and getting to be old enough to have a voice of your own in the politics involved over there. This is not something that's just going to go away. This is the truth. This is as close to the truth without lies as you're going to get. That's just how it is. So I hope you have patience. It's going to be a bit of a journey into things that are going to contradict quite a lot of stuff about what you've heard before. But for the good of everyone, here it is. I beg your pardon again because I'm also not good at this. I'm not good at making videos. I'm not good at making things smooth and presentable or being completely interesting. What I am good at is getting the information. So I got the information, I'm trustworthy with it, and I need to present it to you in the best way I can. And so, please have patience, and we will get going. I will get the next video started. Thank you much for listening.